Hi everyone. Today I'm going to continue on with my discussions of recent Criterion releases. Today I want to talk about Exotica, and I'm trying to get as many in during the month of November to coincide with the Barnes& and Noble sale. So Exotica was released in September of 2022, a new 4K transfer supervised by the director, Atom Egoyan. And Exotica, this is great cover art here. Exotica is a strip club, very upscale strip club. Men in suits and ties sitting at tables. There's a copious amount of nudity, but this is in a runway with, and then the strippers are offered to come to your table for a certain amount of money to dance. But this is a no-touch strip club. And really, it's not, this may be Exotica, but it's not erotica. It's not filmed in a way, in any kind of salacious way. And in fact, it has a kind of ritualistic feel to it. There's no audience rowdiness. There's no throwing dollar bills onto the stage. But it nevertheless has very much of a transactional theme to it. So you come to the table, it's a $5 dance, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of real interaction except for one man who evidently is a regular there, and he appears to be a man whose mental equilibrium has been damaged. And he spends all of his time with one specific stripper. And she's not actually even a stripper. She doesn't take off all her clothes. But she is the embodying the male schoolgirl fantasy. So she's in a schoolgirl outfit, and then she comes over to this man's table to give him something other than a sexual thrill. At least that's what we sort of instinctively sense. And the male schoolgirl fantasy is enhanced by the DJ, the MC, who is really pushing this fantasy on the schoolgirl fantasy that the owner is angry with him for doing. And it appears that he too, his mental equilibrium is a bit out of whack, and that he's looking at this, he seems to be obsessed with this man and the schoolgirl stripper and their relationship together, as if he's jealous. And this is a disturbing theme, and I wasn't able to work out exactly how I was supposed to feel about this particular theme, the schoolgirl fantasy theme, because it's quickly exasperated by we see this man driving a clearly underage girl home, and letting her out of the car. They have a brief conversation and paying her off as if she is a prostitute. So our equilibrium, our audience equilibrium is a little bit off here. Who is this man and what is he doing? So these connections, everybody's connected here, but we don't know what the connections are. The man himself knows a little bit about the connections, but they're revealed slowly. So things are unexplained. So we become involved with the characters, even though we don't really understand the motivations involved. And I would say that girl, in case you're totally grossed out, that girl is not a teenage prostitute. And then we have a subplot of an exotic fish and bird store, the owner being evidently under investigation for smuggling exotic bird eggs. And that will eventually, we wonder, why are we seeing this particular subplot? But that eventually does tie into the plot by the end of the movie, and we get, as we see all these fish tanks, we get a sense that the Exotica itself is kind of like a fishbowl where people are under examination. The owner, the DJ, the employees can look into the club, and one of the, like a two-way mirror, which we also see in the opening scene. That's another motif that runs through the film. So we're studying these people. And the decor of the strip club is just absolutely amazing. I thought was this an actual strip club, but it wasn't. It was a set by Atom Egoyan's longtime collaborators in art direction and set design. And we spent a lot of time in this in the strip club, plus the backstage area. And it's kind of dark, and then we have a great transition, totally unexpected, where we're suddenly out in bright sunlight, and we're in a wide open field, and we see a row of people walking across this field. Again, it's unexplained. What are these? What are they doing out there? Why are these people walking all in this row of people? And we return to that. We return to that throughout the film, and all of this is enhanced by the score by Michael Dana, and he had been working. This was Atom Egoyan's first breakthrough movie, and played at the Cannes Film Festival. It got a lot of attention. I think it won some award there. But Michael Dana Egoyan had been making films for 10 years, short films and very, very low budget films. But Michael Dana had been working with him for 10 years. And they have a commentary. There's a commentary from maybe 2012 where they discussed the production and also, but focused in very much on the music, because the music score is just sensational. Dana had gone to India, and he found an instrument, the Shanaya, I believe it's called, and he uses that with piano music, a combination, which works just magnificently all through the film, especially in the transitions to the field. And I have to mention another piece of music, the music used by the schoolgirl stripper character. Her dance is accompanied to Leonard Cohen's "Everybody Knows," and great use of the movie of the song. And they wanted it. Egoyan tried to get it, but the publishing, Leonard Cohen's publishing house, said flatly no. But then, through a friend of a friend who knew Leonard Cohen, asked Leonard Cohen personally, and Cohen did agree to it. And the performances here are all really excellent. Bruce Greenwood is the man who has suffered, is in a state of suffering, a state of grief. Mia Kirshner plays the schoolgirl stripper, and she too is absolutely terrific. Elias Koteas is the MC DJ, and Koteas and Greenwood worked on many Egoyan films. And I also have to mention the young girl who is being dropped off. We see her mostly in a car having conversations with the Bruce Greenwood character. And she's played by Sarah Polley, who we now know as a director. But in 1994, she had already been become popular through a Canadian television series, and she's really good. So we have a very languid paced movie, I think it's safe to say. It was a movie, and in the extras, in the supplements, we get Atom Egoyan's previous film. His previous film was called Calendar from 1993. Very different kind of film, but which he says is kind of an exercise for Exotica. The way he was approaching that movie, which is set in Armenia, he uses for his approach to Exotica. But the movie that Exotica really reminded me of, and I think it even reminded me of it in 1994 when I first saw Exotica, was Steven Soderbergh's Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which also has that kind of mysterious, a kind of off-kilter sexual obsession, a sense of grief, and this very languid pacing. Everything is not explained until the finale of the movie. And this, of course, Sex, Lies, and Videotape was the movie that launched the independent film movement that was found an audience and became popular in the 1990s. In fact, Egoyan looks back at this period. He made this film. This was his biggest budget, I think, $1.5 million. But he had no interference. Make whatever you want, which independent filmmakers were allowed to do in the 1990s because the budgets were low. There seemed to be an audience for something different than the normal Hollywood pap, and this, let me just show you a bit of what the packaging looks like. This is I think it's great. I know some people don't care for it, but I love the design on this in this packaging. And we get a fold out with Jason Wood has a really good essay, Formula for Seduction, which is a pretty good title, I think. So overall, another very, I can recommend this if you're thinking of what films to buy for the what Blu-rays to pick up. Don't overlook Exotica. It's certainly a movie that's going to intrigue and kind of get under your skin. Okay, thanks a lot for everybody who managed to listen. I do appreciate it. Comments are welcome. Take care.